All right. Hello and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. My name is Amanda and I welcome you to the next hour where we're going to do EFT together, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. Now, I'll go into how this is going to work in a second. Right off the bat, I want to say the weather is kind of weird where I am. Big storms are rolling in. So the internet might glitch. I have set it up as well as I'm able. I'm so sorry if that's happening and that's frustrating. But there will be a recording after the live is complete, and hopefully that will be smooth. So if we have some sort of disconnect, then hopefully you'll be able to go back and revisit it and have a smoother experience. If that happens, crossing our fingers it doesn't. All right. So for the next hour, we are going to engage together in the actual process of emotional freedom techniques. It is also known as tapping. So this, if you're familiar with, or this, then that's what we're going to engage. If you don't know how to do it, don't worry. You can follow along with me. You'll get it by the end of our session together. If you do know how to do it, then it is my goal to offer you maybe a different perspective, a different way to use the tool, or to just have community support as you're working through some things as you use this tool for yourself. I don't typically answer questions during this hour. It's more for you to experience how it feels to have EFT, the clinical EFT process occur for you. If you do have questions about what exactly it is, the clinical studies, the papers that have been published on it, all of that's on our channel right here on YouTube. So just put in the search bar EFT Universe. It'll pop up hundreds of videos for you to choose from. You can also always email me. Please email me with questions that I'm not able to answer right here. I do want to give you all of the support. My email is amanda@eftuniverse.com. Now, the ways that you can participate today, you don't ever have to offer up anything. I will show you how you can make this session your own. I want to give you empowerment as we tap together. If you feel up to it, you can offer suggestions in the live chat. That is how we get our subject matter for each live that we do. If you have something that you would like to tap on, but it's a little too personal, it's a little too vulnerable to put out there on the whole internet, you can always email me and then I will bring it up anonymously the next week. I think that's it. I think I got everything. So I'm going to say hello first to everyone, and then we will ground for a moment and then get started. All right. For some reason, I see Zarina. Hello. I'm so glad that you're here. You're the only message that's popping up. So if that's accurate, then great. We've got it. But just in case it isn't, let me know. Let's go ahead and get centered. We have a lot of things coming up. There's a lot of strain, a lot of kind of holding our breath moments, right? We're coming up at the end of the year. We've got holidays, and then other big picture things of unrest occurring in the world and weird weather. So let's give ourselves a moment to focus on just right now. Okay, this moment right now. So go ahead and take a breath and let that out. We're not focused on anything but breathing right now. And breathe in and out. And now just feel into your body and notice, how is your body right now? Are you clenching? Are you clenching? Are you making fists? Are your arms tight? How are your shoulders? Is your body asking to move in a certain way? Go ahead and give it permission to. If you want to stand up and walk around for a moment, or shrink into a ball, if you want to lay down on the floor, if you need to get up and use the restroom, please go do those things right now. Give yourself permission to do whatever is going to feel relieving in this moment. And let's take another breath. Now we're going to go through our body and just some major areas, meaning to kind of be all-inclusive in pieces as we go. And if I choose a particular word and you have one that fits better for you, please substitute it in. Right now, let's focus on our feet. Just think about where your feet are right now in space. Are they next to each other? Are they mirroring each other? Are you sitting in a particular way that's common for you? And just notice where your feet are. And now let's say to our feet, it is safe to be right here in this moment. And let's take a breath. And now let's turn our attention to our legs. The whole leg. The ankle, the knee, the hip, and everything in between. And just notice where your legs are, how they're situated. Let's say to our legs, it is safe for you to be in this moment. Let's take another breath. Now let's focus on our trunk, our core, everything that is from the hips to the shoulders. And just notice how this middle area of your body is feeling. Notice how it's sitting. If you're slouching, if you're leaning off to one side, it tends to be how I find myself. If you're sitting up straight, if you're relaxing, just notice. Now let's say to our middle, it is safe to be in this moment. And let's take a breath. And finally, let's focus on our shoulders and up, which I'll call our head area. And just notice if you're holding any tension in your neck. If it feels good to hold tension, leave it. Stick with what feels good. Notice if you've got any tension around your skull, your face, your throat. And let's say to this area, head, it is okay. We are safe to be in this moment. Let's take a breath. And just think about all of these areas, taking a sigh of relief and kind of connecting as it's acknowledging the safety of this moment. Alrighty, I'm going to check the chat again. You were wondering about that too. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Hi, Donette. Thank you for commenting. Oh, hi. I feel like you told me how to say your name, and I remembered that I would forget, and I remembered that I was off. Would you mind to phonetically spell your name again so that I can say hi to you? Hi, Anya. Hi, beautiful Anya. I'm glad that you're here. Was it Shyler? Oh, anyway, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm sorry that I don't yet remember how to say your name, but I will get it. All right. I don't have any community emails this week to share. So we are open and ready for whatever you have on your mind. And it could be something that is small, like a pet peeve. It could be something that is a one-time thing, like, oh, this week I'm nervous about driving across a mountain that's supposed to be snowy, or it could be something more long-term. I always get embarrassed in big crowds and I don't know why. And if everybody is just feeling reserved today, that's okay. I have plenty of things that I can draw on for us to tap on. Hi, Trisha. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. And this is an idea I had actually as I was getting the live set up today. Because something that could, oh, here's some suggestions. I'm still going to start with this, and please continue with the suggestions. This is a good warm up. But allowing tapping to be safe. It's why I chose the grounding that I did and using the word safe. Because a lot of us, safe is a tricky relationship, particularly if you didn't have safety as a true safety growing up. And then it becomes a question of, well, what is safe and how is safe possible? And that makes it difficult to anchor in when you're looking to change something, particularly when you're not exactly sure how it's going to go, as in tapping. When we start a session. So creating a relationship around tapping with safety can be really a good way to open some doors where you may have been feeling resistance from tapping. That's all. I'm blabby today, apparently, so I will stop with my explanation. We can start tapping. So just go ahead and consider, as we start to tap, how safe you feel with tapping. And you can think of it tapping in general, tapping on a particular subject. And if safe feels like, yeah, no, I got that, like I'm good with that, then maybe trust. How much do you trust tapping? Like, is it really gonna work on this? Is it really gonna work today? See if trust is maybe a buzzword for you. And if not either of those, see if you could come up with a word that fits better for you. I am going to stick with safe. And you please put in whatever word feels best for you to build this relationship with tapping. Okay, here we go. As I consider how safe I feel as I start to tap, I deeply and completely accept myself. As I consider how safe do I feel as I begin to tap, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I may not be certain how safe I feel as I consider how safe I feel when I begin tapping, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, when I say, how safe do I feel? What is it that I mean? What am I thinking of? Am I thinking of my mind, my emotions, my body, my present self, my past self, maybe even my future self? As I consider the safety of all of these aspects of who I am and how safe they feel as I tap. I choose to hold space to find a safe language, a safe support structure, a safe perspective, so that I can fully rest in feeling empowered and knowing that I'm going to be okay. Knowing I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay tapping, even if the subject scares me. I'm okay tapping, even if right now the subject's too overwhelming for me. I'm okay tapping right now, even if I don't feel confident in what I'm doing and I don't see how I can really get what I want right now. Even if I have some or all of these concerns or others, I deeply and completely accept myself. And I acknowledge my concerns. It's okay that I have concerns. It's okay that I have questions. In fact, it's positive that I have questions. That means I'm speaking up for myself. And maybe I wasn't always able to do that. Maybe in my history, I didn't always have a choice when I wanted one. Even though I may not have always had a choice when it came to my preferences on my safety, I choose to acknowledge that right now, this moment where I currently exist, I do have a choice. And I do get to make that choice. And I do get to ask questions. And I do get to say yes. And I get to say no whenever I want. I could say no, 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 no this whole session. I wonder, is that enough for me to feel safe as I go throughout this session? Yes. No. I don't know. Even though right now my answer may be, I don't know, I choose to feel safe anyway, because as I continue to tap today, I will discover how I feel step by step. And I can give myself permission to feel safe because I give myself permission to make that choice step by step. And I can say yes and then no. And I acknowledge that I'm supported in this space to do that. This is a safe place for me to say no. I will be celebrated for saying no. So it's okay. It's okay that I have questions. It's okay that I don't know yet how I'm going to feel on something I haven't tapped on yet. And I give myself permission to define safety right now, right here, as I have choice. And I give myself permission to make whatever choice I want and that I need at any given point in time. And as I allow myself this safety, I deeply and completely accept myself. Pause and take a breath. One thing I did forget to mention is that for anybody new, first of all, if it's your first time, welcome. I usually say that. And I was so concerned about talking about the potential pause and the live, I forgot. But welcome. And if it's not your first time, welcome back. I tend to stay in one spot as we tap. All of the spots are valid. If you want to tap through them, please give yourself empowerment. I stay in one spot because I don't want you worrying about where I am. I want you to stay focused on where you are, listening to your body and your mind, because that's the important part, not what spot I'm tapping on. So please go through them as it feels good to you. I will mostly stay right here. And if you feel confident following me, then this works just great. You don't have to switch spots. Please do if that's what feels best for you. Okay. Alrighty. Serena, my neck is so tight. I think because I'm scared of all the potential changes coming with Pluto and Aquarius and the political stuff. So many changes. Yes. Oh, and everybody's talking about it everywhere and nobody knows anything yet, right? So it's all just everyone's imagination, and then we're all bouncing off of each other's imaginations, and that's creating a whole new things that we can think about. Trisha, overwhelm about end of year and not having done what I planned to. Oh, that gets me too. I hear you on that. Karen, hi. Glad got chat to work for me. Yay! Focusing on one step at a time. Okay. And I'm fearful about medical test results and a treatment and a great outcome. I hear you. Thank you for speaking out and sending you love for that. Larkin, I feel so cheesy saying you by your last name. Could do with something to do with getting back into action after being too passive. Okay. If you could elaborate a little bit on that for me. So something to do with getting back into action. So feeling pressure to get back into action, like judging yourself, like, oh, I've been too passive. I should be this by now. Or feeling like a fear, like, oh, if I don't get back into action, I'm just going to get buried more and more. What is it based from? Like what's going to happen if you don't, essentially? If you don't feel safe sharing that, that's okay. We can still tap on it, but the clarification could be helpful. Dr. Scott, hello. Took a while for YouTube to label the broadcast. Sorry about that. Weather's weird. Internet is weird because of it. Happy you're here. Has its vigorous detractors. Skylar, thank you. Skylar. It's, it makes sense when you put it there, and then I look at the way it's spelled. I see how it's Skylar. Next time, like, okay, I will get there. Thank you, Skylar, and I'm so sorry. Thank you for having patience with me. Serena, it's okay for all the parts of me to choose, however they choose, to choose and I accept all the parts of me with all the choices. Yay. Safe, lots of yawning. Yay. Okay, yes, action. I've been too passive, too scared to take actions, afraid not to. Okay. All right. So I'm going to kind of put some things together. There's a lot of, it feels like frozen energy, which makes a lot of sense. because there's so much like kind of suspended and nothing's in action yet, so we can't really take action, both on personal things and things that are outside of ourselves. Um, trying to think of what angle to take that from. I think let's tap on the phrase, I don't know what to do. Okay, let's start there. I felt a lot of energy with that one. So, and going a little bit into the acupoints, if this point here feels good to you to tap on, this is bladder meridian and frozen energy, uh, going with the flow. There's a lot that could be connected. Fear, if you're feeling fear in that frozen state, with this meridian in particular. So it could just be an added bonus to tap there. That is not technically part of clinical EFT, so it's not necessary for you to tap there. It's kind of like added bonus type thing. It's just a little tidbit there. I will still tap here for you to see, but know that that's a good spot to go for if you're experiencing it in fear or feel frozen. Yes, don't know what to do. Okay. So we're just going to tap. We're not even going to start thinking about it yet because, like I said, I felt a lot of energy come with that. And we want to feel empowered when we tap, even if it's something really big and overwhelming. Okay, empowerment is key. So we're going to come at this in a roundabout way. Okay, I don't think we've ever done this quite this way. So was it? I'm trying to think of the technical term for it. Sneaking up on the. Is this sneaking up on the pain? I'll have to look at that. I can't believe I'm forgetting it in the moment. It's the pressure. But sneaking up, we'll pull it up if you want to look it up later. One of the clinical EFT techniques. So if you were to think of the phrase, I don't know what to do, don't think it, but if you were to think it, where in your body do you suppose you would feel it? Just think, if I was to think, I don't know what to do. I think for me, I would feel it kind of in a straight line down my body, just in the front. For me, that's where I feel it. And I associate that with it's a meridian that runs up and down the body, but you don't have to associate it with that. For you, it might be an organ that you feel it in, like, oh, I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my lungs. It could be a specific area of, oh, I feel it, in my chest. I feel it along my back. It doesn't even have to be anatomically anything. It could be, I feel it in my aura. I feel it in my timeline. Whatever feels most correct to you, that's what's important to hone in on. And again, we are still not thinking about it. We are just considering, if we were to think about it, where might I feel it? Okay. And if I were to feel it, what might it feel like? Would it feel a certain temperature? Maybe it might feel a certain texture, like pokey or heavy. And that's all we're going to consider about it right now. Okay, let's go ahead and take a breath. As I consider how I might feel if I were to think about, I don't know what to do, I deeply and completely accept myself. As I consider what it might be like to feel the words, "I don't know what to do," I offer myself compassion. I offer myself comfort. As I consider what that might feel like if I were to think about, "I don't know what to do," I allow myself to turn away from that thought and release that thought from my mind. And as I release that thought from my mind, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if part of me feels like I really should be thinking about this thing, I give myself permission to release it. Even if part of me feels like, oh, something bad's going to happen if I don't think about this thing, I still choose to give myself permission to release it. I choose to walk away from it. It feels too heavy. It feels too much. And I choose right now to govern what I'm feeling in my body. And I choose to feel neutral. I just choose to feel neutral. Neutral's okay. But if I were to think about those words, if I were to consider them, they would not feel neutral to me. So I choose to not think about those words. I wonder, as I choose to not think about those words, what's happened? Look around you. What's happened? What's happened? Nothing. I'm okay. I'm okay. Cool. I wonder, since I have set a boundary and I refuse to think about those words, how does it feel? This space in my body where if I were to think about it, I would definitely feel those words. But I'm choosing right now to not think about it. How does that space in my body feel? Do I feel relief? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel like I can breathe? Am I realizing right now that it can be powerful for me to hold space even when there are big things? I can hold space even when there are important things. And perhaps there will come a time where action is appropriate. Okay, maybe that is the time when I allow myself to integrate that thought. But I wonder, do I need to carry the weight of that thought and feel the effects of that thought constantly in my body and in my mind until there's an action time? Or is it possible that it's actually healthier and safer, better, happier for me to put it down? I'm not going to forget about it. I'm not going to miss an opportunity. I trust in what I feel right now. And I acknowledge that what I feel right now is stronger, healthier, better. By not holding that thing, that thought, those words all of the time. And I acknowledge that this choice absolutely can be my best choice in this circumstance and in others. And it's okay for me to set something down that I don't yet have an answer for. It's okay for me to set something down that I absolutely need to take care of later, that I can't do anything about right now. Even if it's big, even if it's important. In fact, doesn't it make more sense that I do set it down and allow myself the moments that I can have to feel some relief, to gather some strength? I wonder, why would I resist that? Why might I think that this is not okay? Maybe in history, someone has told me that that's irresponsible. Maybe in my history, someone has told me that's not possible. Maybe in my history, someone has told me that's bad luck. Whatever reason I am feeling that might be telling me to be cautious of setting aside these words, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. It has been the experience of my past. Maybe I have had experiences where I have forgotten things. Maybe I have had experiences where I felt like the only reason I made it through something was because I never put it down. Okay. Well, is it a one-time choice and that's it? Or is it possible that I can set other parameters? That I can tell myself, okay, I feel like I need to carry this, but maybe not in the shower. Maybe in the shower is where I sing songs. It's where I sound the best. It's where I feel the most inspired. And I give myself permission to get lost in that fun. And maybe I give myself permission to select an activity, a phrase, a word, a meditation, a friend, whatever feels powerful and nurturing in this space in my body where I also would feel those words if I were to think of them. It may be true. It may be true, these words. And what they're attached to may be really big. It may be really scary. It might be really hard. But I give myself permission as I prepare for the future of things that aren't here yet. I give myself permission to fully experience this moment too. That I can also have this moment. And if I choose to fill this moment with my favorite pastry, my favorite TV show, a conversation with a friend, I give myself permission to find value in that moment as well. And it's okay if I can't put down these words 100%. It doesn't have to be 100%, but maybe 50%. Maybe I can just make it quieter. Quieter. Giving myself permission. Permission for the value of this moment. Permission for the value of good feelings as I prepare for big things. This thing, these words in my body, this moment in my body. And as I allow myself to receive good things, to receive good things as well as these words. I deeply and completely accept myself. This moment. I don't know what to do. This moment. I don't know what to do. This moment, I don't know what to do. I wonder, do I know what to do in this moment? Maybe I do. And maybe this moment, knowing what to do in this moment, is a good place to start. Because if I know what to do in this moment, maybe I can know what to do for the next minute. Maybe I can know what to do for the next 10 minutes. Maybe, dare I, know what to do for the rest of today. And maybe I have moments where I go, oh, I don't know what to do in this moment. But I could still have another moment after that where I can go, oh, I know what to do in this moment. And I allow myself to acknowledge the moments where I do know what to do just as strongly as I give attention to the moments where I don't know what to do. And I allow myself to be open to governing what moment gets to be in my body at what time. And as I consider this potential choice that I have, I deeply and completely accept myself. Go ahead and pause tapping, take a deep breath. Now take just a moment and just feel your body. Just notice if it feels lighter, if it feels more open. If you were in pain, do you have slightly less pain? Do you feel more positive? If you think of the phrase, I don't know what to do, does it feel lesser? Even if it's still there, it's okay if it's still there. But does it feel smaller? Does it have a smaller impact? Do you feel like, well, maybe I can know what to do. Maybe I partially know what to do. If so, those are really good signs that you reached a point in your brain where it said, oh yeah, I like this way. I like this template that you're giving me right now. Let's think about it from that direction. And your brain's going to continue to build that, even though you're not tapping on it anymore. Isn't that great? And congratulations. Alrighty, I'm going to go back to the chat and let's see. Okay, we've got enough time for one more. It's like telling me not to think. Yeah, that is difficult. Hello, Arlette. I hope that's how to pronounce your name. I'm glad to have you here from France. Tricia also feeling it, third to fifth chakra. Dr. Scott, no, that was not chasing the pain. I did throw chasing the pain in there. But what I started with was just the thinking, if I was going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it right now. It's sneaking up something. It might just be sneaking up, but I'm trying to add more words to it. But it's not coming to me still now. So we'll leave it. If you want to know what it is, email me and I can find it for you. You're welcome, Donette. Yay, Karen. Okay, once we know what to do, how not to be scared to do it. That's how to not be scared. That may be what we end on. Yeah. Um, Skylar, just going through what everybody's written. Oh, you're very welcome, man. I look forward to it too, so much. I really do. Yeah, let's go with scared. Scared to take action, scared to make decisions, scared to definitively make a choice, scared to speak up, scared to engage, whatever that is. And these words may sound like, engage and empower. And I want to be very mindful of the fact that I also mean like very personal stuff. Like if you're facing a medical choice, making a decision of, do I have this procedure or not? Do I take this medication or not? Do I, switch doctors or not? There's a lot of things that can have a lasting impact, that can feel every bit as looming as other things. So when I say like take charge, I also mean that on a very small personal scale. So whatever it is that's weighing on your mind, and I know that you have a slew of choices, and I am going to tap here for this one. Go ahead and focus in on where you might feel afraid, scared, fearful, whatever word you feel fits the best for you. And then defining a term, something that kind of goes across the board for you. I am doubtful of my ability to make the right choice. I am fearful of the consequences of the choice I make. I am afraid I'm going to make the wrong choice and it's going to be a consequence I can't live with. I'm afraid I'll never choose, and then that's going to be the worst thing ever. Whatever that is, come up with a phrase, and it doesn't have to be the perfect phrase, something that just, yeah, okay, that fits. What fits for now is good enough. You can always change it as we're tapping if you get more insight. And I'm going to use more broad language because I don't want to narrow you down on a specific word, but please substitute it with words that you found that might feel more powerful. As I consider how right now I feel too small to take the action, whatever action it is, for whatever clarity that I'm given. I'm concerned. I'm concerned in my ability to take action, to choose, to feel like I know that I've made the right choice. As I consider this puzzle of how I'm feeling about my ability to take action, I deeply and completely accept myself. I feel so inadequate. Right now, I feel uncertain, And I worry. I worry that even when I know it's time and I know the action I want to take, I don't know if I will be able. Even though right now I feel so much doubt in my ability to take action, I deeply and completely accept myself. It is okay that I feel this doubt. It is okay that I have big feelings about this. It's okay that this concerns me. It is a big deal. It does matter so much. It matters so much to me. And I so badly want to make the right choice, the best choice. And I want to feel confidence in myself, to be able to take that action. Even though right now I do not yet feel confidence in myself in these ways, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. And I choose to accept myself regardless of any past outcomes, no matter how I still may feel about them, and regardless of any future outcomes, because I'm trying, and I am trying my best. And I don't know if when the time comes, I will have the courage, the clarity, the tools that I need to take the steps that I want. So if I can't be sure about that, what can I do? As I consider what I can do, when I am at the place of engagement, I deeply and completely accept myself. Maybe what I can do is give myself the best chance that I've got. I wonder, how do I give myself the best chance that I've got? Giving myself my best chance. Giving myself my best chance at engagement. Well, what would help anybody with engagement? Maybe gathering knowledge. Maybe organizing knowledge. Maybe giving myself time to ask questions, time to feel feelings, time to talk to someone. Maybe it's allocating funds so that I can meet with professionals. I can buy their time and get their opinions. And that could give me something that I need. Maybe it's rest. I give myself permission to set things down and give myself the best chance at a good night's sleep or a good meal or some comforting moments so that I can clear my head, so that I can feel strong. Maybe it's to build community. Maybe I look for someone else who has the same questions, who has the same predicament as me. And maybe we find strength in each other. Maybe I offer myself smaller steps, more manageable goals. Maybe something that's really easy, like super easy, and then allowing myself to feel good about that. These and other ideas that I definitely can have about how I could possibly support myself for my best chance at engaging the way I really hope I will. I wonder, are these real? Do they really matter? Yes. No. I don't know. I know we're going over. We'll be done in like 2 minutes. Even though right now I may or may not be sure if this is really going to help, I hold space to give them a try. Because I've got nothing to lose with this. If they work, then I do have a better chance. And I am willing to try even small things, even things that right now feel silly or inconsequential, and see. And if they do help, and I do feel better, and it does give me a better chance, then I acknowledge that and I give myself permission to get more of it. My best chance. My best chance at engaging to the outcome that I want. And as I receive this opportunity, I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm going to tap just a few more seconds. Okay, stop tapping and take a breath. Nicely done. Take just a moment and think about that engagement. Does it feel better now than it did a few moments ago? And if it does, your brain has agreed that there's a better way, and now it's working on it. Even if you go take a very well-deserved break now, because that was a lot. So I hope that you feel better. I hope that you feel seen and heard, and that you know that you have a community here who cares about you, who loves you, and that we're in this together. And I mean together, whether it's globally or country or personally. Okay, we got you. Have a wonderful week. Email me if you have questions or thoughts. I will post you a video on Friday, and I hope to see you again on next Tuesday. Mwah. Love you bunches.